in a sec. Does this work? Alright, we good. Alright. Probably should have tagged Kropso in the thing. Just to make sure he's aware. Shit. Man, I had like 3 months to, or like 2 months to like get this all together while I was busy with school. Oh god, no, laptop connects to the gosh darn Wi-Fi. Okay, I can just do this on my phone. I've had 2 months to like get one analysis figured out while I was between school stuff, and I did nothing. All right, pull up. High key though, Kropso is a pretty good tag. Like actually, it's like up there with Vondo. I don't know, what's with me in the letter O? Just make sure we can get a hold of Kropso. Alright. That took forever, but we're only like 30 minutes behind schedule. Let's go. Yo, Kropso's typing. I'll tune in 8. Let's go. Okay. Unfortunately, I couldn't get cells on this, but that's sort of on me because like I showed up last minute. I mean, I asked him last minute. I can't call, but I'll try to be in chat and offer insight while I can. But I can't hold word. Okay, thanks. I did the thing. You did the retweet. I appreciate that, Rusty. Senor Marco. Okay, anyway. Yo. We should get that Christmas music going. I lost my Santa hat, which makes me sad. But at least we can play Wit Game and Sound release on Christmas. Alright, anyway. Hi, Kropso. Okay, here we go. Well, okay, so from what I've noticed, Cells has told me, and from what I've seen, he's probably told you this too, that most of Bayo comes down to the fact that Bayo can just sort of camp out and run away from Ryu. Going into this, I'm gonna assume that a lot of the way Ryu works is a lot like how Fox works, because like from what I've seen, Ryu's like better up close compared to Fox, and has somewhat the same, less whiff punish heavy, but like in terms of reading people's jumps and stuff like that, and just rushing people down, I think Ryu has the same kind of idea as Fox, just with less speed. So I'm going to assume that it functions a lot of the same way here, and just comparing that to Fox Ryu, like Bayo Ryu to Bayo Fox when I'm trying to discuss this. So anyway, right off the bat, unfortunately, well, okay, we see a little bit of the first part, and I think right here, I feel like the way you can start, like, I don't think you have to let Ryu get this close right off the bat. Like, you just full hop before he can, like, run at you. Because, like, he's had this time to run this far, and Ryu's not the fastest. So during that time, you can just full hop and throw it in air to space to establish, like, a zone for yourself. Because I guess Ryu might be able to clip your nairs with his up tilt if he's ready for them. But even then, your legs are so long that you'd be so far away that I doubt he could actually get a follow-up off of it. And so because of that, like, everything else taken into, you'd probably honestly trade. And so everything else taken into account, once Nair's already out, I doubt there's much Ryu can really do to stuff it. So as long as you're spacing it at far enough range, you're good. Big part of this matchup is that if Ryu jumps to diagonally, he has to land that trajectory. It's like, There, Ryu hard commit to falling right on top of Bayo. Okay. So, like, it's like Diddy where you can't really reverse his momentum in the air too well. A top of reward because you could just whip punish or hit landing. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so like, once he commits to jumping, like, right here, with that double jump, he's sort of committed to landing on you, and you can just witch twist through him, or what? Backing off, what did you, give him top... Rip. Nightbot is immune. Okay, anyway. Rolls from the ledge. Try dancing around neutral, and... I feel like this was a misinput. It's supposed to be a short hop. Because, I mean, yeah, Ryu's jumping a lot, but, like, I feel like it's too early to go for this, like, hard of a read. Because you are throwing yourself in pretty whack position, putting yourself directly above Ryu. And he just sort of jumps out there. Which, I mean, good reaction from Shad there. Jumps out with a nair and catches you. Yeah, because, like, use space. I don't even feel like you need a back air here. Like, if he jumps immediately, yeah, but, like, jumping and nairing... Jumping and nairing just has, like, lower reward. I'm not sure about the reward, but I feel like it just has lower risk, and especially considering it comes out faster. Does Bayo's nair always not going to tumble if it hits? Because I feel like, or can you get follow-ups off of it even if it doesn't? This is a question because it's, I mean, like, if space nair hits, then you get like a heel slide out of it, I think. But I don't know. That's something Cells could probably tell you better than I could. Also, is the music really loud? Because it just, like, got super loud in my ears. So I feel like something to also note, going along with what Cells said about the fact that you could have retreated at the opening here, is that Bayo is really hard. Like, okay, so going off of what I know with ledge trapping Bayo is Fox, Ryu has none of what Fox has that actually gives him a chance to ledge trap Bayo, so I feel like there's not, like, when you go to ledge, there's not too much Ryu can do to cover a lot of options at once. He sort of has to commit to one and commit to the timing, I feel like. Because, let's see, he could throw out up tilts, and if he does, like in this situation, he throws out up tilts to catch, like, jump, neutral, get up, get to attack, react to roll, like things like that. If he commits to start, like, throwing out up tilts, you could probably just ledge drop and then ABK through him into a punish. So we can't really safely, and I mean, you get plenty off of ABK, so we can't really safely up tilt. If he shields, you can just sort of jump, and then I'd imagine ABK away, because Ryu's not going to be the fastest going to be able to catch your landing in that situation. Or like jump and then mix up whether you try and land around him, or like ABK diagonally down and just slide super far away from him. Let's see what else is there. If he down tilts, I think down tilt, like if he matches down tilt the ledge, it's the same thing. You can just jump out. And Fair's pretty big, so I wouldn't be surprised if even when he's facing up tilts, if you could get a Fair around that. So like in most situations, like if you're playing neutral with him and you have to retreat all the way to ledge, or you do something that forces you to retreat all the way to ledge, I feel like it's not really actually that big of a disadvantage for Bayo, because there's not much Ryu can really do to catch you. Like, your options are certainly limited, but not and limited to a point where you don't want to be in that position, but there's not limited to the point where, like, the risk reward of going for the options that would end up putting you in that position isn't worth it. So like if you throw an like you throw an errant witch twist or an errant side B that he can't punish but can force you into bad position for, I don't think it matters too much in this matchup. That is a big thing in helping you just run away from you. So like this, when you see the up tilts, I feel like you don't need neutral get up. Especially because like I feel like he's throwing out the up tilts and like trying to react to when you start moving. And if that's the case, then unless you choose like the worst time to ledge drop side B, I don't think he can react to your side B and shield in time. Alright, throws you off stage, reset the position, jumping for the ledge, I like that. And there's the big thing, because I feel like, okay, this position Ryu could jump up and up air you immediately, but like, if you were worried about that, you could just downwards ABK a little bit sooner. And like from this position here, you have both the side. You can ABK to both sides, and they're so far apart, and Ryu can't run really fast that I feel like you can't really punish those too well. Alternatively, you can also from this position, after using your double jump right, yeah, that's how you get there. You can also you could probably ABK towards the platform, and probably land without too much lag because you only have like what 15-ish frames. So he might, I guess he might be able to catch you with an aerial. What is this? Bayo. It's big enough to read. There we go. Okay, extra large. I guess you can't even see all the text, so it's that big. Okay. One side B. Oh, that's 20 frames. Okay, it's a little bit more than I thought, but it's still. And even then, I guess it limits your options, but I guess it could be a witch time bait if you side beat over to the platform. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I think in this match was like I have no idea how Ryu would like keep Bayo in disadvantage in a lot of these cases. Because even like okay, even in this situation, you jump here above him, catch your landing. I guess you could up tilt, but I guess as a mix-up, does he jump up with an aerial or does he just wait for you to fall in an up tilt? And that means you can't just witch time for free, so there's a timing mix-up there. If you just hold shield thinking you're gonna witch time, you can probably like hold nair and then drift to the side maybe, and then he can't really like assuming you space it assuming you can drift far enough to space it properly, you can't really punish that either, unless maybe he angles his shield up. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't see how Ryu keeps you in disadvantage, so you can afford to go for like risks that put you in a bad position but don't necessarily get you hit too hard. Interesting attempt for the whiff punish, but spot dodging the grab, but I guess he just grabs again before he can witch twist out. I feel like the moment you see him go for something laggy at the ledge there, with the F smash, you can just ledge drop fair or ledge drop side B. I guess you were reacting to him charging the attack as opposed to actually releasing it, in which case, I feel like the moment you see the smash attack, you either you just keep holding ledge, and then, well, I guess that's what you do, you keep holding ledge and then neutral get up when it's over, but if that's the case and you're reacting to the hit coming out, in which case you should rather, like, actively punish it as opposed to just getting a better position, I feel like. Yeah. Or you could roll, but again, roll just gives you better position as opposed to you probably could actually hit him there. Granted, Ryu's S smash has like no lag. Anyway, neutral get up and well, I think and don't necessarily die for it. Again, dab kick, you can't really punish that. Interesting cross up back air. I guess it works out. I'm not sure if it's more dangerous than, because I guess in this position, all he can really do to actually kill you is running up smash or something maybe, but like probably also jump out with an aerial, but he's not going to try and outspace your aerial, so like he's probably going to jump once he's directly on top of you, and he doesn't really expect you to move on top of him, so I guess that's why the cross up works. Cross up arrow's sake, yeah. And I guess he power shielded, so he would have been able to punish it if it was space, so like the fact that he crossed it up couldn't. I mean, the fact that he didn't expect the cross-up means he didn't really react and punish it. Well, he could have, so I guess that works in that situation. Throwing up cross-ups here and there while you're always, well, like, with your main game plan being to run away works out pretty well, I guess. Okay, and then... Hold up. Yeah. Once... Okay, after you whiff that bear... He jumps over you, like, jumps on top of you and land at the backer, and that covers a lot of your dash back situations. Like, you roll in, that's really laggy in your Bayo, so it wouldn't work out too well. But I guess this is one of the occasions where it's, like, really notable, the fact they can't keep you at a disadvantage. I feel like there's not much you can do if you just witch twist after whiffing that bear, because even if it doesn't hit him... okay, I guess A, could trade and you die. B, he just reacts, jumps up, like, if it doesn't hit him, he just jumps back up and backers you out of it. But even that is a hard reaction to get. It's like, in this situation where you already sort of know you're screwed, I feel like you just witch twist, even if it doesn't connect, you can escape to. There's a platform right above you. You can escape to one of the ledges with your ABKs and stuff like that. I don't know. Shad loves to bear twice. If you run away from the first one, yeah. Because, I mean, it works out really well. Let's see, where's it start? Bears once. He tries to... I guess, like, yeah, they're, like, collapsing in on each other with these backers. So, like, he throws out the one bear, but Ryu's bear is freaking unpunishable. And he does that at far enough spacing that doesn't really work out. Unless... It wouldn't... It can't get really whiff punished too well unless unless Kropso reads it. And if Kropso dashes in, he gets backered. And then, I guess Kropso tries to whiff punish with his own backer, but... That puts him in a position, yeah, this backer just covers any sort of retreating option. Which, I guess any Ryu... Which, I guess, yeah, would be expected from a Bayo playing against a Ryu, because you're trying to just run away from him at all times. So yeah, like, witch twisting that situation, I feel like would have had very few negative consequences. I feel like there's a lot of short hop bears you just don't need to be going. Like, so far we've seen like 3 times throughout the set a short hop bear that you kind of get punished for. Well, you don't get punished for that one, but then you go for another one and you get hit for it. We don't need scary music during Christmas. What is this? Sorry. There we go. Happy music. Yo, is that Klepto? Let's go. Wait, what? Why is it all scary music? Also, why did the playlist stop working? Wait, hold up. I broke everything. I'm sorry. Oh, it's not on. Give us not scary music. Dang it! There we go. This isn't... Okay, anyway. So yeah, it seems to be like a short hop bear habit, and I remember when we were playing, like, you went for this a lot. Granted, it worked out more often than not, because I tried to engage you at a range where I couldn't. I feel like... I guess I can see it working out, because I know from personal experience with Fox that, like, if you're shielding with your back facing a Bayo or a Cloud and they're spacing backers, you're sort of at the mercy of their mix-ups. But I guess Ryu has the option to just jump and bear at a shield to contest your bears, because his bear is also huge, but I'm not sure how fast it is. That's not what I want. There it is. Bear. Frame 8. I mean, it might be able to just because of the sheer size of it. I don't know. I feel like, regardless of whether or not he can contest with those bears, I feel like you don't have to force that sort of, like, those bears on him, because it's probably still, like, in your favor, that situation. But I don't think you need it, like, forcing it on him is more likely to get you punished, because then you're moving into Ryu. Also, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you could have done something with this up air, like, jumped and, ABK to catch his landing. You might have been able to trade with it, but, like, I don't know. Oh, geez. So anyway, especially right there, like with this bear, because like at this spacing, I feel like you all, okay, first of all, I feel like you always have to assume that the Ryu is going to be moving forward into you, so you have to keep moving back or just like move past him. And like at this spacing with that bear, I feel like you'd get up tilted for that. You could have easily gotten up tilted for that. That probably leads into like a Ryu grab or something. All right. Yeah, let's go Ryu grab optimization. Let's switch this out. Here we go. Smash you guys up. I guess that's just the thing you have to know about SDI. I feel like I tried to shore you out of that. Shore you out of that. Anyway. So back to neutral. Yeah, not really much Ryu can do there without getting hit, aside from going to ledge. So that was good on your part. Okay, one thing I know Cells has told me before, or someone has told me Cells has told them, is that in a situation when Ryu's up tilting your shield, especially, okay, 68%, I don't know exactly when Bayo starts dying, but like if I'm Fox, I get shorted at this percent, I'm gone. And if you roll in this situation and the Ryu reads it, you're gone. But as Bayo, because you're so light, what I've been told is that you can just drop like you can probably shield DI out and then just drop shield DI the up tilt out and then jump away without getting shoryu'd. And like maybe he does like maybe with a max range up tilt he can like jump and fair you, but that's it's definitely preferable to potentially die in this situation. So I don't know. But you make it out, so let's go. Again, sitting in the corner. Again, you don't really have to commit to anything. Tries to jump in, and you get under him, so you just switch twist. There you go. Good SDI on his part. This situation right here, you can either land at the very corner of the stage. I feel like this is another one of those situations where it's like, okay, if you witch twist here, he keeps drifting into you, you get a hit on him. Otherwise, if he tries to land at the lip of the stage or go to ledge, if he goes to ledge, you witch twist, you're fine because he has so much lag at the ledge. But, if he lands on the stage right next to you and witch twist, you're gonna have to move away from him, but again, your disadvantage, you can't really hold that on you. So, like, witch twisting here really doesn't have much of a risk, and then, of course, you witch twist Ryu, so that has a pretty decent reward. Also, shoutouts to Wood's commentary while watching the set beforehand is definitely fun to listen to. Man knows how to talk. Anyway, so we start on Smashville, which I guess is the neutral stage. What I saw. And I guess Battlefield makes sense because you live longer, and he bans Lilat. So right off the bat, don't really need to establish any sort of presence, I guess. Just move away from him. That, I want to say that if Ryu ever taps your shield with an aerial, that you can witch twist out a shield. With tilts, it's a little bit because up tilt technically, if he mashes it as fast as he can, you like trade with the first up tilt if you're frame perfect, and I don't think it's safe to assume you're gonna be frame perfect all the time. So but like with aerial, I mean we can calculate this out right now. Calculator, there you go. These numbers are tiny, I think. Let me see if I can. No, I can't expand this. Also, my glasses. Hold on, let me clean my glasses real quick. I think for the most part, because I know that's like one of the frustrating things in the Fox matchup is that like you have good Fox has decent aerials for pressuring shields, like baiting reactions out of people like space and airs and stuff like that. And I feel like you can cross people up with your aerials and stuff like that, but I feel like Ryu does somewhat the same thing with his landing aerials. I think they're a little bit safer, but Wish Twist is so stupid fast out of shield, so I feel like you should just be able to punish them. Anyway. Ryu. I don't really clean my glasses too well, but oh well. Okay, where's it? So backer is going to do solid. Okay, backers may very well be safe. 11 takes 5 frames for you to witch twist out a shield. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be safe. Assuming he uses it like as soon as he lands. Fair, I'm not sure about because I'm never sure if the damage gets added on after shield stun is calculated or before. And from what I've been told, it sounds like it's before, but from what I've played, it feels like it's after. So like I'm assuming it's after. Oh, really? All right. Okay, it's 10. Accidentally hit +2 twice there. So 10, 14. I mean, assuming he doesn't land frame perfectly with it, you can definitely get him. And that's the same thing with the backer. If he's not... Except he has like 3 frame leniency in that case. But in all these cases, regardless of whether he crops is up or not, as long as you react to it, you're fine. Close to the shield in the first place? Yeah, I guess. That makes sense. Hold on. Sorry, my glasses are being stupid. Yeah, I guess because you can just keep retreating, and then when you get to ledge, it doesn't really matter too much. I was assuming Ryu's ledge trap. I'm not missing something about Ryu's ledge trap game. That's really good. The other thing to know, I guess Ryu's ledge trap game is a little bit better than other characters because, like, to catch jumps, he can just mash up tilt on the ground. But even then, you can sort of force him to preemptively shield, or like at least stop up tilting by throwing out a lot of ADKs here and there. I mean, the way I know from my experience with Cloud, you can use that sort of ledge drop and then high punish option. Like I guess the equivalent would be like ledge drop, witch twist maybe, or ledge drop ADK. With Cloud, you can ledge drop up air, and sort of the threat of that stuffs out anything that preemptively stuffs out jump. So then, for the most part, he can just mix up with whether or not he jumps or just waits for and reacts to you trying to punish a jump and whiff punish you with up air, or he jumps and then he has a whole mix-up tree after that, because if you don't want to get up aired, you can't preemptively stuff it. So you can probably use that in a similar way, where you just wait, react to see if they jump or do something somewhat punishable to cover your ledge jump, and then if they don't, if they do, then you punish them for free, and if they don't, you just start spamming ledge jump and going into whatever mix-ups you want off of that, because they can't preemptively punish it. He has the tools to step out his approaches or escape somewhere safe. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. So don't even have to worry about witch twisting out a shield. Alright, wait, what happened here? Okay, so I guess that's what happens when you don't get a good witch twist, so I was a little bit wrong on that part. Saying that you can just throw that for free, because slightly off and he falls out and you eat a billion% for that. I like that recognition with the Nair, I guess, because like he can only drift so far forward, and you just stuff everything out here. I'm assuming the drift in is reacting to the fact that you hit him. I'm just trying to get an extra string out of it. Alright, going. No. I guess this is for someone more experienced with Bayonetta to answer, but like, what determines whether or not you can only follow up Ryu with Nair, or you can follow with backer? Because I know from watching, I was watching Cells versus Darkshad beforehand from Midwest Man 14 or whatever. Not Midwest Man, Master Hand Monthly 14. And every time Cells got Darkshad in one of these strings, he'd always end with like a back air, and then sometimes he even got like a ABK follow up off that back air. So I don't know. Maybe that's just Ryu's DI dependent. Up smash. Okay. I mean, don't think the risk reward is really worth it here, considering witch twisting probably has the same amount of witch twisting in place, probably has the same amount of lag and covers the exact same options. Maybe not neutral get up, so I guess it has that. Or maybe not neutral get up as well is what I mean. Again, I guess this is going with Doorstop's point. Like, you don't really have to move into Ryu in the first place, so you're going to get hit by that. Again, Ryu can't really catch the ABK too well. Okay, so this is, again, the point of the ABKs here. When you're platform camping on these, you can just sort of move around where you want and then react to him jumping at you. This position right here, so, okay, where is it? You see that he's jumping towards you. I guess you already witch twisted, so that does increase your landing lag a little bit. By how much? I'm about to find out. Side B and up B is just 20. Oh. Okay, wait, no. Up B, side B. 26 frames of landing lag. That's not terrible. I guess it might be in this, being this close to Ryu. Because, like, after that, you see him jumping up towards you. You can assume... Okay, so first off, from this position here, you can ABK this way, ABK that way. Even if you miss the stage, great, actually. Then you can just go to ledge and get back somewhat for free from that. So you already have that, and those are probably... If Ryu can even punish them, they're incredibly hard to react to. And then, so assuming that is a read, then you also have the option to just land here. Worst case scenario, I guess he jumps up and up tilts you because of... Okay, so he has enough time to jump up and up tilt you. So I feel like if you just ABK away, the worst he can... Like, he's just running, so I don't think you can jump cancel True Shoryu, so... I don't know if Ryu can do a running True Shoryu. But... Even if he... Well, assuming he can't, he'd have to run to catch you on all platforms. Whereas in this situation right where you land right back onto his up tilt, he can potentially... He technically should have killed you for it. And I feel like just once you see him committing to jumping towards you, ABKing to one of the sides when you're at kill percent is just the better option because you don't risk dying, and it's really hard for him to punish. But he missed input, so we're alive, going up, and he dies for that because of his amazing SDI. Sometimes you SDI up and Shoryu Blazing Sky, and sometimes you die to Kropso. I'm not trying to sound like I'm insulting any players here. That's not what that was supposed to be. I apologize, dear friend Ben. Okay. And then you don't really need to stand here and let not Ren, Darkshad just fall on you. The aerial's like, you stay on the ground if you move, like, go to one corner, and if he runs at you, just play that disadvantage like you would any other disadvantage. I feel like you unnecessarily risk getting hit in this situation, where you let him fall down and start up tilting your shield. There you go, spacing him out. Just being at kill percent, if you aren't completely confident that the follow-up's gonna work, I don't think it's worth going for. Especially with this place, you get like a late... You get a late and like max spacing back air. I'm not sure if that's late, but you get like a max spacing back air, so I mean that's just awareness on your part, knowing whether or not it will combo. I guess if you're not sure, just worth not committing at high percent because you might die if you guess wrong. Side face Kropso. I'm sorry! I'm not trying to attack you. Wasn't the point. Anyway, respawn. Jump and take stage, I guess that's the best you can do. Although that up air I assume was a miss input, supposed to be a nair. Granted, it might have worked out okay because it looks like you would have power shielded it there. And because like you just landed before it happened. Wasn't really ready. So I feel like you have so much ledge invincibility. I mean, for heaven's sake, you can drop down and like up smash and still be invincible by the end of it. That like right here, I feel like you didn't really have to dash back, because you don't really need to take what is.
I'm just stealing your monitor.
What? My monitor? Oh, here you go.
Sorry to interrupt your stream.
You're fine. Ugh.
Did not mean.
Jeez, it's all ruined. I have to start over. Close my door, please.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't really have to respect any range here with like this dash back. So like, you assert your position here, and then if he tries to move around you, you just react to it and catch it, as opposed to just letting him out of the corner by dashing back. And then, I mean, I guess that goes counter to the point where you can just run away from Ryu, but I mean, if that's the case, you don't jump away then drift back in, because that seems to be what gets you punished here. Because like if you're right next to Ryu, right, as Ryu short hops, a lot of the time I feel like unless you react in Witch Twist, you're gonna get hit. And I'm not sure if you can react. Well, we can check, but I don't think you can react in Witch Twist. So like you want to avoid this situation here, because this is where Ryu gets everything. Because like if you're not shielding, you either shield and eat his back air on shield, which is safe. Granted, because of Ryu's 5-frame turnaround, he doesn't exactly get any pressure to follow up with. So it's still a mix-up of whether you keep the attacking turnaround up tilts or shields. I mean, I guess yeah, he kind of is forced to shield if he does back air your shield, but if you Witch Twist down and hit his shield, he can react and punish that. Anyway, what did I want to check? Where's Bayonetta? I can't scroll. Okay, show off fastball. Oh wait, no, I'm looking for Ryu. Show off fastball 23 frames. I mean, you can react to that, but it's hard. You could probably Witch Twist in time if you think he's gonna land on top of you, but I guess if you barely scrape him, then he gets a free aerial out of it. Let's have a show off approach with a preemptive ABK. Yeah, and I guess. Okay, the risk is, I mean, ABK's hitbox is decent, but Ryu's up tilt is huge, and if you ABK towards Ryu at all, because you can't really react and put one out in time since the short hop fastball is so fast. But, yeah, running away is just a better option. But it's just like once you're already, this is the situation you want to avoid, because once you're already in this situation, as we see here, you can't run away. And every time, like, because the last 2 times he's had you here, you've tried to run away and he just back airs you. You don't want to be, you don't want to be within Ryu's short hop aerial range, and so you don't really want to ever be. So I guess I take back what I said earlier about exerting pressure with the invincibility, maybe, because it leaves you in a bad position once it wears off. Because you don't want to be. I mean, really, you don't want to end up like at this kind of range. Well, where is it? I'm trying to find a good one. I don't know. You don't want to end up in a position where Ryu can short hop and then back your right and you're right on top of you. Those are better than shielding or getting hit. I guess it's still kind because you're more forced to do something than Ryu is if he back airs your shield. So yeah, you don't really want to let him hit your shield at all, even if it's back air. So never mind. Yeah, you're right. And this right here, I feel like you can afford at low percents just always tech away from Ryu, because if he like does some nair into downer shenanigans, it's not going to kill you at this percent on this stage, especially considering your Bayo. And so like maybe he runs up and like gets like one last aerial on you or something, or maybe 2. Whereas you DI and you get dragon punched, or whatever that's called, focus attacked, and that sucks. So like I feel like in that situation, tech, if you're like low percent versus Ryu, tech away, drift away, DI away, because like you take potentially less hits, and you don't risk dying or anything. I mean, here I could see it potentially leading to a stock. I'd imagine like if he gets like a descending dragon on you, like where you're on the ground, then it potentially lead into a footstool string. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like teching away is just better because you just, even if he reads it, guarantee less damage. In this situation, like, I understand if you have a read, dash him and grab, and I'd imagine that somewhat how camping works is you condition your opponent to expect you to camp at all times, and eventually you randomly throw you randomly throw in some approaches in there, and then that catches them off guard. But like, if the plan is to just run away from Ryu and camp him out and force him to overextend into your aerials and whatnot, a Witch Twist, then I feel like you don't even need to go for reads like this, because like this situation here, you run and you get up tilted, won't kill you directly, but it might lead to a string of hits that could. You guessed wrong. I guess he's dashing, so there's not much he can do aside from up smash or rising aerial in this situation. Okay, actually, the question is, did you react to Ryu dashing? I feel like if you catch Ryu dashing, there's not much he can do. I mean, okay, he jumps out with an aerial, it's gonna hurt regardless. He nair strings you across that down air, might potentially kill. I don't know, I feel like you just don't have to go for that. Throw Witch Twist. I don't understand the dash back. I feel like after that back air hit, you just... I guess there's a potential that he just drifts forward with an aerial, but like just fall through the platform, I feel like. And then get under him so you can Witch Twist, as opposed to trying to attack him from the side. And then he just trade fair. Again, there's that grab you go for the last time, and because it worked, you're conditioned to go for it, but you don't need to engage like that, because you can just afford to keep him out and run away. I mean, I like the adjustment later, because, like, he whiff punished you last time, and so the next time you're in that situation, you jump it in space in the air so that you can't really whiff punish it, but you don't need to engage like this. Like, well, okay, I guess he ran into you in this situation. Well, no, you guys both ran into each other. Again, you don't really need to engage like this. Well, I mean, I guess you can't run away forever because, like, you don't really get any damage that way, so I could see it working out. If you dash back enough and had a hard read on how they're going to dash towards you or move towards you, then you eventually just move in and stuff it out. That was definitely just a panic here. It's like you can't react to Shoryu, and there's nothing else really threatening you in that situation. And I think once you fall into this situation, well, like, first of all, I don't think you have to lay in a situation where Ryu can even Shoryu you, because again, you have the option to drift off stage to ledge where he can't hit you, ABK to one of the platforms, just fall straight down, and all those like are super far apart, so it's really hard for it's hard for him to even react and cover all of them. So I feel like you don't even need to fall on the first place. And when you do, again, I'm not sure if that's a thing, but again, try and shield SDI out, I guess, and then drop shield DI the up tilt away and then jump out. Camping isn't the only way to beat Ryu. You can just body him. What do you mean by that? I mean, I don't know. I'm sort of thinking like zoning him out and camping is the same thing in my mind, but like, I don't really know how to play either style, so. I mean, I guess I kind of understand how to camp people out, but that's just like Toon Link, which is nothing the same. And even there, I don't do that well, so. I don't understand the playstyle, the game plan too well. I feel like this is risky. Like, you see him falling or trying to catch his landing, I guess, but like, you don't need to, and he sort of almost traps you, but he like drifts away. Like, I feel like, okay, I guess it's not terrible because he double jumps up, but he can't fall quick enough, so you could threaten with Witch Twist, and that's why he drifts away, I guess. So never mind, that works out. And then situation where like, unless you can get directly, if Ryu's in the air, unless you know you can get directly below him, I guess you just want to You just want to drift away, and so if he wants to hit you, you have to get through one of your longer aerials first. B his approaches by gaining his face before he can throw things out. But it's really good as yes, can do it too. See, I've heard this before as like legitimate advice for fighting Ryu from like good players, but like I don't see how it makes sense because like Ryu's best aspect is his close range game because he has these really threatening but fast things with like his and like huge hitboxes with his like tilts and aerials and whatnot. So it's like his close range boxing game is the best. So why would you want to jump into that? And how on earth would you stuff that out with your slower aerials? Like stuff them out with your slower options is the question. So like, how does that work? Approaching Ryu and stuffing him before he can throw anything out, because he can throw things out frame 3 with up tilt, or with down tilt. I guess up tilt might be like frame 4 or something. I think stage-wise, I guess FD might make, like, banning town as opposed to FD makes sense because that way, Darkshad has been SDIing pretty well, but you have killed him off the top of 4, so I feel like town is just the better stage than FD because because on town you actually have platforms to escape to, and the ceiling is lower, so yeah, you die sooner, but you also kill him a little bit sooner. So I feel like FG's the ban here as opposed to town. Especially considering every time I've seen Cells and Darkshad play, they go to town and not... Town is Ryu's counter pick and not FD. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just the bullets here are unnecessary. That's just... Recognize that if Ryu throws one of the mountain shields, you can't preemptively throw something out because he might just dash forward and then jump in your face. So like, you just drop shield and just do nothing here, see what he does. If he dashes forward, you dash back. Just don't need to preemptively throw out the bullets, I guess, because that's what gets you hit. Which twist? See what frame that comes out on. Up air frame 9, back air frame 11. And nair front hit. I mean, back hit's gonna be super late, so. I guess there's nothing you can really follow up with there. No, I don't want to pull this up. But I feel like you could have frame trapped him here somehow because you're Bayo. Like, you just up air and then back air. And then I guess you have lag if you land, but like, you can't follow up the back air, but it's still damage, and then he can't really hit you back immediately. Whereas drifting away, I mean, even there you don't really have that much lag, so maybe you would be able to get the follow up, I don't know. Jumping into Ryu, you don't need to do, well. Let's show you an example. ZSS runs at him just as he starts his full hop to approach where you were. I'll wait till you're finished. And I'm assuming you're not finished. So you're talking about getting under his jumps or what? Or just closing the distance on him right as he jumps so that you can just zone out his landing, I guess. Or just like throw it a bigger hitbox than like a bigger disjoint than his to catch him horizontally or what? I'm probably the worst person to analyze the set for you because I don't play either of these characters and I suck versus Ryu. It's an interesting up air, but seemed unnecessarily dangerous and didn't really get you much of a reward. Let's see why you got bodied this stock. I kind of missed it. Okay. So I guess abuse the fact that he can't. Ryu wants to be able to descend on you, but doesn't want to engage on the way up. So I guess since he can't really contest space nairs horizontally, you wait for him to try and get around. You use that weakness of Ryu then until he starts trying to full hop around it, and then you just run in when you read that he's gonna full hop and stuff it, or can you just straight up react to the full hop and stuff it? I guess if he jumps and drifts back and you react to him jumping, try and stuff it, it doesn't really work out, but if he jumps and drifts back, it doesn't really accomplish much anyway, getting around Nair's spacing. Okay. I feel like with full hops that applies, but like if you try and engage Ryu with a preemptive aerial, or like a preemptive short hop air, okay. I guess yeah, just run under him in a witch twist. So like even if he tries to, because like I mean like at a short hop he'll do rising nairs, right? Merry Christmas, Pace. Because that's the thing, like you try and. Okay, I mean, I guess if you're just reacting to a full hop, then you just dash forward and up B. And then you don't dash forward if you don't see a full hop, and then you just keep moving back if he doesn't full hop. Or keep spacing nairs. Like, I feel like if that's the case, then I guess here's one of those situations where it's like, he's not full hopping. So you don't need to move into him and risk getting hit by this nair. Because then he gets this nair and he gets a really good position here. And then Darkshad throw combos. Getting off the ledge here kind of for free. I like that. But then I feel like here you just start moving back because like I guess you whack his shield, and like he's not trying to directly punish it, the same backer we've seen before. But like jumping around like this doesn't contest it. Oh, okay. I guess you don't want to just give up stage randomly. Okay. I mean, I guess that option isn't technically bad, but it's again the case where like you can afford to not land on Ryu. And in this situation, I guess he just jumps, so you wouldn't want to ABK into him. But you land with lag and he gets a punish. So I guess the alternative here, like if you see him in front of you and you don't want to move into that, just go to ledge. I'm not sure if ABKing off stage in this situation would kill you. I see ABK jump and then side B back to like. If you can afford to ABK off stage in this situation, I say go for it. Because you get back to ledge and he's not really that threatening there. As opposed to just falling and getting hit. I don't know. Alright, ledge, roll up. Yeah, you don't really need to commit to rolling. Because Ryu's always going to be looking for that. Well, like, he has no reason not to be looking for that, really, because it's so slow. So again, like, if he's shielding, you can just sort of jump. And if he's not, you can ABK him. As a result, he gets his punish. Stuff is short hop with the back air. Interesting up air doesn't really get you much, and then you get killed for it. Let's even figure out why this... I assume that was just a misinput, but I don't know why you'd get it. So I feel like you just nair here would be better. I don't know if that has follow-ups either, but as we see here, up air certainly doesn't seem to in this position. Or I guess that's just knowledge, knowing if the up air can I guess this wasn't just you not being confident in the fact the up air would connect, because like I feel like you could just dash forward up B for free, but instead you down tilt. So I assume that's like you assuming that it's gonna hit shield. I don't know. Should I keep zoning out? I guess you're abusing invincibility trying to beat him up, but like you end up right on top of him in a position you don't want to beat him, so it's probably better to just like let him run away, so that you have space, or run away so you have space yourself to like begin like contesting his approaches. Because otherwise, you get back air down smash and eat 33 crit percent. That was a flub. It was a good whiff punish, but didn't work out. That was weird. I like the escape there with the dash back. Just don't worry about contesting him. This is a really good punish by Darkshad. I guess I'm zoning aerials. I guess isn't completely safe because of that. But like, okay, I guess you see him up tilting, so you're trying to whiff punish, just range it with the back air. But he's ready for that. I feel like it's just a bait you have to know. And I mean, you could just not contest it maybe and just go to ledge. Ledge drop ABK. If he shields it, you just ABK away again. And then land super far away from him. I don't know. I guess it's okay because all you get from that is down smashed. Meanwhile, the payoff is a heel slide or something off the back air or an ABK. So I guess the risk reward is okay. Neutral get upping, yeah, he's out of place, so I guess that's a good call. Otherwise, you wouldn't need to do that, but yeah, it's a good call in this situation. This is just, I think there's just something, Darkshad's probably been SDIing up your Witch Twist at high percents, considering like how early he died from that one earlier, and how he's been falling out a lot of stuff you've been trying to do. I mean, that's just something you got to catch on to, is how they're SDIing out of my Witch Twists. So I feel like you just go for yeah, I mean, you just go for the triple jump Witch Twist. But that's probably obvious. Spot dodge the grab, Witch Twist again, and he SDI's up again. Or, no, he SDI's down. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how to tell this stuff, but it looks like he'd SDI down, which would make sense. How'd you get... Oh, he just caught your landing because it missed. I feel like it's somewhat safe to just throw out a raw Witch Twist and then just not follow it up if you're not sure how they're going to SDI. Well, I guess not, because they get set pretty far away from you, so they can probably catch your laggy landing. So it catches you trying to... Witch Time... And I guess that's fair, because you haven't exactly tried to land on him with a Witch Time before, and the Nair throws it like is a good bait, too. Alternatively... Oh no, you don't have your double jump, so you can't exactly ABK off stage. But alternatively, you just ABK away from him towards center stage. I don't know. I feel like this last bit is just a recognition of the spacing here that you can't. Because this was just really good from, like, Darkshad. Like, you can't. You just don't have the time to react and space it out here with the landing back air. It's like, had you probably jumped in with a rising back air would have worked, but like you tried to whiff punish with a landing back air. But I guess if you tried to rising back air and he fared, it probably would have gotten beat out by the up air. I mean, by Ryu's fair if you ran in with a fair. But I guess he hasn't exactly been doing that much, and I don't think you would fare so early as Ryu in this situation. No. Because I feel like this would be the situation where you'd run in and preemptively witch twist. I guess if you didn't try and, yeah, okay, maybe if you don't try and outspace his areas and instead just try and contest them directly with witch twist. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is pretty cool though, because I feel like I'm not sure if there's much momentum from that slide, but I feel like you use a little bit of it and then slide forward straight into the Shoryu. I don't know, it looks cool. Yeah, so like, you risk getting hit just being a little bit late if you try and stuff out his full-up approaches by outranging him with aerials. And so like in this situation, you just run forward and witch twist. I guess he potentially falls out and up airs you, but like, getting a witch twist is a higher reward than getting a back air, and him falling out and up airing you is a less risk than him landing and shoring you in this case. So I feel like, again, you don't have to try and outrange his aerials with your own aerials if you can just react run under them on witch twist, like Doorstop said. And I guess that probably would be the main issue, because I know you like to do that with backer. We saw a lot of backers get thrown out throughout the set, and you don't have to commit to those, I think. And I don't know. I'm not sure how much is just like confirmation bias on my end, trying to look for the advice I told you earlier about, or the idea I had earlier about just you can always escape Ryu being in a bad position versus Ryu by like ABKing like to super drastically different directions, or that Ryu can't catch you at, or just going to ledge where he doesn't really have the best mix-ups for catching you. I'm not sure if I'm trying to force that point too much or if it's actually the case, but that's one thing to keep in mind. The other is, again, what Doorstop said, you don't really need to run away with the aerials as much, or like try and whiff punish with the falling aerials as you're doing, because you can just get under him in a witch twist. Yeah, I think those are the main points. I feel like there's something more you could talk about the game plan, just because your disadvantage doesn't matter too much versus Ryu, or at least I'm assuming it doesn't. Because like you can afford to take risks in certain situations that are only going to put you in a bad position. And that would be something like errant up Bs that... But like, I guess you can react and punish those out of shield if they do hit you and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, I think the biggest things are that he followed a lot of your witch twists, so like get better at reacting and covering different kinds of SDI. Because I know Miss has definitely talked to me that told me before that he can react to SDI at times, and I think that's what someone said why Mistake was really good at one point, which is because he was super good at reacting to your SDI and Bayo combos. So there's that. I mean that probably cost you the most, because you did get a fair bit of witch twist, just they didn't kill, and sometimes you ended up in a bad position and got punished for doing them. Like you hit him, but then you tried to follow them up, and following up on good SDI got you in a bad position and punished. So it's that, and just trying to whiff punish his areas. Whiff punish his areas with witch twist, I think, are the main things. I don't know. So yeah, it's only 8:30. Wait, shit, did I go like super far back? Oh shoot, I went all the way to the start. No, we gotta see that last Shoryu again. Where'd it go? It's like halfway through this, right? No, okay. Oh, I want to see that last short you. There we go. So I guess, do I want to keep, and I don't really want to start over like one of the people someone requested me for, because like I feel like if I'm always like, if I try and do 2 requests 2 nights in a row, like I just, by the second one I'm like super tired and it doesn't work out too well. So I could like look at a top player match and try and look for something there. Who we still got in here? You guys be interested in me looking at any like other specific top player set or something? Because I don't feel comfortable giving out. Hi, Rusky. Mario. Mario versus who? We'll go find one right now. Oh, or Marco. Maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming it was. Is the I next? No, the I isn't close to the C key, so maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I'm going for the hard read that you meant to type Marco. So yeah, was this 15? Master Hand Monthly, where's the number? ¿Dónde está el número? Oh yeah, this is 15, or no, was 15 or 16 the one we were going down? I'm not sure. Oh, is this the one where Crow beat? Missed. So your self-esteem can re-raise? I don't know. What's a good set of you? We can watch one right here. Hi, Team Seiha. What's a good one of that you have? I don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable just sitting out here feeding egos. Let's watch Crow annihilate people. Or not really annihilate, but let's watch Crow win, because Crow winning makes us happy. Dude, if anyone was loud when this happened. And what do you mean you're retiring? Oh, before. Oh no, sorry, I missed that entirely. Wait, but didn't you like become like? Didn't you get PR this quarter, but like not last one? What did you do this quarter? Watch me get bought by Percy. What tournament was that? Oh. Wait, hold up. Versus cells. Missed. Yo, doorstops Kirby? You still didn't tell me what matchups you still use Kirby for. Actually, no cells. Which one? Oh, that's the cells one. Dude, I don't know anything about this matchup. Oh god, the quality. I might have to download this first. Or, I guess it's only 8:30. Instead of analyzing, what I could go is move over to my own stream and play VGC for a bit. I don't know. We have options here. We have time. We have options. What do you guys want? What would you like? Alright, that just goes, wait, shoot. YouTube's, I mean, yeah, YouTube's different. Oh boy, 2 more characters that I have absolutely no idea what they do. Well, okay, some idea, but not any idea that I can be confident in. Oh, here we go. A? Aw. Yeah, let's go not getting punished for it. Yeah, let's go jumping around people's shields and waving down smash. That was interesting. Dude, I love that combo from Bayo, the downwards ABK into the normal ABK and top air. Oh, for a minute I thought I was about to fall up. Screw it, you want to go play VGC? Let's go play VGC. I'm going to cut the stream for now. And anyone who wants to keep watching, I'll be streaming on just a moment on PushBlock Gaming, no, not PushBlock Gaming, twitch.tv/198vorst. I can throw that link in there real quick. That's where we're going. Because VGC is fun. Jeez, I can't type right now. There we go. There you go. This is where we're going. Thanks everyone who tuned in today. I'm not sure if I really did the best job considering I don't understand how those characters work, but we tried. Thanks for handing out info, cells, and doorstop. Thanks for submitting it, Kropso. Again, I don't have the longest queue. I'm hopefully gonna get like 1 or 2 more out of the way over break because I have the time to. So if there's anything you want analyzed, just request it for me, DM me on Twitter, message me on Facebook. I'll take a look at it, see what I can find. Even if I don't understand the characters too well, as we see in this case, but if you want something that I know better, I mean, I don't know. I've analyzed some stuff just makes sense, some stuff doesn't. I don't know, we'll see. Throw me something and I'll do my best. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next Monday.